Hello, this is Jason Marshall. This video is on the Manage and Assign tab, which allows you to make assignments to students as well as communicate with them. We are in the home screen for ConnectEd, and we are exploring the 5 tabs found at the top. We are now going to take a closer look at the middle tab, which is called Manage and Assign. When I click on Manage and Assign, I have a screen that looks like this. And underneath Manage and Assign are 6 sub-tabs, starting with My Classes, Shared Classes, My Planner, Assignment Tracker, My Messages, and Discussions. And then there's a gold tab just underneath that's called Make an Assignment. Let's click on Make an Assignment first. When I click on Make an Assignment, it takes me to a screen that looks like this. And this is how we're going to distribute resources and/or assignments to the students in our classes. The first thing that we have to do is give the assignment a name. I'm going to call this Weekend Homework. I'm going to assign some instructions for this, and that will be to watch before class. We're going to flip the classroom in this case. Be prepared to discuss on Monday. I give it a start date. A due date is when I want it to be done, and the expiration date is when it will disappear from the student experience. So those procrastinators, if they go in on the 4th, this assignment will no longer be available to them. The next thing I have to do is decide what resources I want to attach to this assignment. So let's pull up a BrainPop. BrainPop is one of McGraw-Hill's exclusive partners, and I want to attach one of those videos to be watched prior to students getting into my class. Now, I think this one will work, Forms of Energy. So I'm going to choose that BrainPop, and I'm going to click Done down below. Now that BrainPop is attached to this assignment. The last thing that I have to do is decide who gets this assignment. I have 5 students in my class. You're likely to have 20, 25, or 30. I can choose my entire class, or I can choose specific students in my class. Maybe Emilio's been absent due to illness, and he's asking what we have been doing. So I'm going to give him this assignment in this case. And when I click Assign, that resource goes out to my entire class. Okay? And they see it when they go on to their ConnectEd experience. So that's how you make an assignment. Now, we've created assignments different ways, haven't we? When you are in your Resources tab, another way to create assignment is to click on the pinwheel. Wherever you see a resource, there will be a pinwheel. And when I click on the pinwheel, the last option is Assign this resource. Where will it take us? It will take us to that Manage and Assign tab. So you can go straight to Manage and Assign and create an assignment the way we did just a moment ago, and then add a resource. Or you can go to Resources, and wherever you see a resource, click on the little pinwheel. The benefit of doing it that way is that resource will be automatically attached to that assignment, and you don't have to go search for it. Otherwise, it takes you to the same place and accomplishes the same goal. Let's talk about these sub-tabs here. First, we have My Classes, which will take you to the classes that you have in your classroom. I only have 1, and only 5 students are in it. I can share classes with a colleague if I want to. We'll go into greater detail on that later on. I have a planner. If you keep a calendar or would like to within ConnectEd, you have the ability to, and to add an event to it, whether it be a lab that you plan on doing that day, or maybe it's something that's taking place that's out of the ordinary, a school event. I have an assignment tracker. So those assignments created by my students are tracked, and I can decide who's turned in what's been submitted, what has not been submitted. And then I have 2 communication tools on the right. My Messages allows me to give out some generic, simple messages to my students. So if I click this tab here that says Create New Message, I could choose which students get it. I want my entire class to get it. And I'm going to entitle this Reminder. And my message is, don't forget the test on Monday. And I'm going to send that to my class. And when they go on, they'll see that message sent to them. My last option is kind of cool. It's a Discussions tab. And it communicates with your students in a way that they're very familiar with. I click Create a New Topic, and now I can start a discussion thread. and I can decide which students participate in this. Maybe I want all of my students to participate in it. Maybe some I just don't trust or I don't think are mature enough. You decide how you want to manage this. In this case, I want all of my students to receive this. I decide what this discussion topic is going to be. I'm going to call this TED video. And my message is, watch the TED.com video discussed in class. Share your thoughts after viewing. And when I click create, that will start a discussion thread that others can contribute to. I thought it was great. Video was great. Exciting science! Exclamation point. And as your students watch those videos and as they contribute to this feed, you can get a sense of how students are reacting to the great science that's being discussed in your class.